Hello viewers, welcome back. Now this session is the continuation of our previous session where we created accounting masters using Tally ERP9. Okay, and in the last session we saw we created multiple expenses ledger under indirect expenses, and we also saw the ledgers that we have created and under the indirect expenses. Now quickly, let us go to TallyPrime and see what are the changes, the slight change that have been incorporated in TallyPrime for creating our masters. So I've already selected the company. So now we see on the right hand side on the gateway of Tally, we have this masters, but unlike the ERP where we saw accounting info, where you go inside accounting info and then we see group, ledger and voucher type. Okay, so let me just quickly show the comparison. Okay. So now we see here the gateway of Tally is the same in ERP and Tally Prime. In the master, we saw accounts info, and here when you click into accounts info, we have this group, ledger, and voucher type. But if you notice here, uh, in Tally Prime, we have this masters, but then there is a slight change, and we also saw the chart of account is now there as part of our master menu in Tally Prime. So here we have create, alter, right? So if we have to create a master, you just select, it's already selected there, create. So you enter here, and now you will see a slight difference in Tally Prime where it says, okay, accounting master, what master you want to create, whether you want to create a group or a ledger. Okay. So now let me say that, supposing let's assume that I want to create a group. So group is already selected. I enter here, and this is the group creation screen. If you notice, there is no major change except that we will discuss about the bottom part at a later point in time. So you will enter the name of your group, and now under, the moment you come to under, it is Tally is going to give you the list of groups which are predefined group. And also as a user, if you have created any group, those groups also will be listed here, right? So let's just say, uh, not so. Enter. So we see this list here. So I'm going to type datas. So Sunday datas is selected. I enter, and we create, except we have created the single group. Okay. Now you want to create a ledger. I come down here, select ledger, enter, and we will see the same screen. So let's not, I mean, you know that how to create this ledger. So the name of the ledger, you will enter the name of the ledger, and in the under, you will select the appropriate group. Okay. Now, one change, if you're seeing here, is that compared to ERP, we had this, when you go into group or ledger, we had this single group and multi-group creation. I'm escaping, coming to ledger. I'm going inside ledger. It says single ledger creation and multiple ledger creation. Okay. But now, what happened to multiple ledger creation in Tally Prime? So in case if I want to create multiple ledgers, or in case if I want to create multiple group, then how am I going to create? Now this is important. It's better you make a note. Initially, people who are migrating from Tally ERP to Tally Prime, this is one change where you have to go and discover, or at least you have to understand for the first time, where is the option in Tally Prime for the users to create multi-masters. Okay, so I escape. So then alteration again is we have seen what we saw in ERP alter. So we have alter here. So you come here, right? And then you can select a group to alter, or you can select a ledger to alter. Okay. But how do I create multiple group, or how do I create multiple ledgers in TallyPrime? So for you to create multiple ledger, you have to remember that you have to go to chart of account, right? So you will go to chart of account, enter. Now again you will see the same thing, like what we saw in the previous session, right? What is the chart of account that you want to see? Okay, you want to see ledgers, so I've selected ledgers, and we have seen this. Okay, the listing of the group and the ledgers, right? So now I want to create multiple ledger the way we created multiple ledger in Tally ERP for indirect expenses. How do I create? So here is where if you see, use your secret number one, right, on the right hand side button bar, from the chart of account display screen, right? So you have this button where you have multi-master. Alt H is your keyboard shortcut, or you take your mouse and click here, right? So here is where now it is asking you, do you want to create multiple ledgers? Because we are now in the ledger report in the chart of account. Okay, so it's asking you whether you want to create multiple ledgers, or do you want to alter multiple ledgers. Like if you have to alter multiple ledgers, then you go to alteration screen where Tally will allow you to alter the information. Okay, so credit limit, again we will discuss about that little later. Okay, so now I want to create multiple ledgers, right? So I select multi-ledger creation, and if you see this, the screen components are the same what we saw in the Tally ERP, right? So here again it is asking you under which group you want to create multiple ledgers. So I'm going to say that I want to create under indirect expenses. Okay, enter, and it is going to be the same thing. So let me just let's just create some 5 6 vouchers, ledgers, and then we will see in chart of account how is it going to reflect. Okay, so similarly I'll create rent. So you notice that indirect expenses is there. So opening balance we will discuss later. uh, then I create salaries, printing and stationery. Okay. Then I'm going to create space, and these are the 4 ledgers that I'm going to create. Enter. Okay, accept. The same kind of an experience you get. There's no change as far as the multi-ledger creation, except that you have to remember that where do you go and select the option for multi-ledger creation. Okay, so I've created here. Since we are already there in the chart of account, we will now see here under the expenses primary group, we are seeing that the 4 ledgers that we created, printing and stationery, rent, repair and maintenance, salaries, right? All these ledgers are in italics. So we know that this is a ledger, and they are slightly indented to the right. So we know that, these are the ledgers under my group called indirect expenses. Okay, so this is the slight change that has happened in case of Tally Prime. Okay, so escape, and then you are now back in the gateway of Tally. So alteration we have seen. Uh, what is the thing that you need to alter? Okay, now if you want to create multiple group, okay, so how do we create multiple group? We saw multiple ledger. So now we know that to create multiple masters, you in Tally Prime we have to go to chart of accounts. Okay, so I go to chart of accounts here. Now earlier we selected ledger, and then we had this option of creating multiple ledger. Now if you want to create multiple group, then what you do first, you select group for the list of account. Tally is going to now give you only the group, and if you notice here in the list of group, you will see the list of groups here, and no ledgers are displayed. Okay, now since this is the listing of our group, when you go to the right hand side, the button bar, so you have this multi-master creation. So all you need to do is again, click here, and now it is asking you, do you want to create multi-group? This is because we are the group. Do you want to create multi-group or you want to alter multi-group? So if I want to create multi-group, so I select multi-group here. Now again, it is going to ask you what is the name of the group. So I'm going to select debtors. So sundry debtor, I just type DEB. So it got selected. I enter here, and we already created North Zone in single group creation. So let's create the rest of the subgroups. So the next one is East Zone, West Zone, and South Zone. Enter, accept. Okay. Now you will see that under sundry debtors, we have these four zones. The North Zone was created in single, and the rest of the three we created in multi group creation. And you will notice here sundry debtors, and under sundry debtors we have this four subgroups. Okay. Now, another interesting thing that I would want to show here, in case of ledger creation, especially. See, in a company, when you are, let's say, you are moving from uh, some system to Tally, or from manual system you are moving into Tally. So you, and it's a company which is an existing company, and you have your chart of account already available with you, right? So in that case, now you know that you have a list of your sundry debtors to be created, you have your list of your sundry creditors to be created, you have list of your asset ledgers and various other expenses ledgers and all those things. Now the question will come, okay, now I know the entire chart of account, at least the primary or the basic or the initial list of chart of account, I know for my company. So can I create in one single screen by using multi ledger creation for various groups? So earlier what we saw, so let me just come back. So now we are in the group chart of account. So I just come back, I press escape, and now Tally is asking you what is the accounting master that you want to see in the chart of account. So now I'm going to select ledgers, enter, and now we see the group and the ledgers in the four primary groups. Okay, so now I want to create multiple ledgers of multiple group. Can I do that? Yes, you can do that. Okay, so again you come here to multi-master creation, right? And you say yes, I want to create multiple ledgers, enter. And earlier what did we do? So we selected indirect expenses, and then we created the ledgers under indirect expenses, and it automatically auto populated under my under column here in the main screen, right? So now I want to create multiple ledgers of multiple group, right? So in that case, what do I do? Very simple. So by default, Tally is already selected all item. So you can say that I will decide to which group I have to do, but then I want to create all the ledger one shot in a single screen, so that way I also know that these are the ledgers which is going to go under this group, and in one screen I will have multiple ledgers which I am creating a proper visualization with my subgroups also. So in that case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to select all item, right? And then, so let's say that I want to create my asset ledgers. So I know there are a couple of assets with me. So what I do, I say furniture and fittings. Okay. See now, since I've selected all items under my group, now here in the earlier thing, the moment you select a particular group, Tally is not going to populate the list of the group here, right? So now it is asking you, you are creating this ledger called furniture and fitting. So under which group you want, now specify the particular group in which you want to classify this ledger. So I'm going to say fixed asset. Okay, so enter. Then I'm going to say computers, again fixed asset. Okay, so I've created two ledger under my fixed asset. Now I want to create a couple of customers under my sundry debtors, right? So I will say um, A, ABC and company. So this person is under sundry debtors. So I'm going to say sundry debtors. Okay. Then I will say Tally Solutions Private Limited, my sundry debtors. So it's, if you see, notice here, it is quite easy, and also, you have the visualization of your all your ledgers, which you know that you need to create under the respective groups. Okay. Now I want to create two more suppliers. So I'm going to select XYZ and company. He is my creditors, sundry creditors, enter. Okay, then I want to create, say, my bank account. Okay, so I have bank in HDFC Bank. This is my bank account. That's my first group there. Okay, then I also have an account in State Bank of India. So I will say State Bank of India. And one thing I had mentioned also earlier while creating the company, that, I mean, Tally, there's a lot of intelligence built in your the Tally system also. Like if you notice, which I had mentioned earlier, that now I want to create a ledger called State Bank of India. So the first letter needs to be capitalized. So you don't have to waste your time by holding the shift key. And I'm not holding the shift key, I'm just typing. So State Bank of India, right? So SBI is capitalized. And here, since the first ledger is already selected as the bank account, I'm going to select my bank account. Then let's say my indirect expenses I want to create. Advertisement under indirect expenses. I hope you would have got the idea of how you create multiple ledgers and what is the advantage. See, I mean, like you might be thinking, okay, in any case, I am selecting the group for each of the ledger that I am creating, which is as good as my single ledger. But the advantage here is that at one go you will actually review your masters also. You will get the list of all the account, and if you notice, there are a lot of space is available in Tally Prime, so that you will create more number of ledgers and then you can view them. So this way you create all your ledgers in one single screen. And once you have done with this, you accept, and you will notice that all those ledgers that you have created, two ledgers under bank account has come, my two ledgers under my fixed assets has come, then my sundry creditors, there is one ledger, then my sundry debtors. If you notice, the sundry debtors, very important thing. Okay, so if you notice here, my sundry debtors, which we created, ABC and Company and Tally Solutions Private Limited, they are also in line with my subgroup, right? So how do we interpret this? So this is important for us. So ABC and Company, because it is in line with these subgroups, it's an indication that under sundry debtors, you have two ledgers where you have grouped them under your parent or the primary group of sundry debtors. Okay, so now I have made a mistake, right? I am supposed to create, now the ABC Company is part of my east zone customer, Tally Solution is part of my south zone customer. So how do I now alter this information, right? So very simple. To alter this information, you, from the chart of account, you select the ledger that you want to alter. Okay, so I'm selecting ABC because I know that I have wrongly classified them. I need to classify them in the appropriate subgroup. So I select this ledger, and now I come here, and under the uh, column, I mean, like under the under field, okay, under the under field. Now I have wrongly selected sundry debtors. Now I have to select east zone. So I type east zone, enter, and then nothing else I need to change here. So I'm going to press Control A, and let me also do this Tally Solution, and then we will see the result. Tally Solutions, I come here, then I type South Zone, I press Control A, and now let us come here and see what changes have happened. Okay, so my sundry debtor is my primary group. Each zone is under Sunday debtors, and now you will see ABC company is slightly indented to the right, which is an indication that ABC and Co is the ledger under East zone. Okay. Similarly, under South Zone, you will see Tally Solutions, which is slightly indented to the right, which is an indication that now this ledger is under South Zone. Okay, so this way you can create multiple ledgers of multiple groups also in multi-ledger creation. And we have also seen in case you have made a mistake and how do you go and alter this information. So this gives you more clarity of your structure. Okay, fine. So in the next, so I think I was able to now make this as a shorter video, which I've been desperately trying to keep, less than 15-20 minutes. I'm not able to do that. So let me try and see that how I can, logically break my sessions so that, it is not, I'm like longer sessions so that it might not lose your interest. Okay. So in the next session, we will see about the different voucher types. When do you use those voucher type, and what are the voucher types that are available in Tally, and what kind of controls Tally brings as far as this voucher type, and what is the right kind of voucher type that you need to use while capturing your transactions. So thank you again for staying till the end. So if you have not subscribed, I request you to kindly subscribe, and please share these videos to your friends and colleagues so that they can also benefit. And see you all till the next session. Thank you very much.